Good morning, traders. Welcome to the first edition of Technical Talk in 2022, and a very happy new year from all of us here at FP Markets. Today is the 7th of January, and time is now 8:32 a.m. GMT. Now, Asia equity markets were mostly higher overnight, despite a somewhat negative tone across the US equity space, which saw the Dow end lower by 0.5% and the S&P 500 and NASDAQ concluding lower by 0.1%. Australia's ASX 200 was the outperformer, up by 1.3%, underpinned by financial and energy sectors. Japan's Nikkei 225 ended largely unchanged, weighed by reports of the government looking to declare a COVID quasi-state of emergency in 3 prefectures. Heading into European hours, European cash equity indexes are largely lower across the board. London's FTSE 100 is down by 0.2%. Germany's DAX is down by 7%, and France's CAC 40 is down by 4%. And US equity index futures are mostly mixed at the moment. In terms of currencies, we are seeing strength in the euro and the pound right now, while the risk-sensitive Aussie dollar is modestly lower right now. Overall, though, it's relatively quiet in terms of major and minor currency pairs. So in terms of the calendar today, the main highlight, of course, is December's US employment situation report. The headline NFP figure has a median forecast of around 425,000, according to Bloomberg estimates, following November's 210,000 print. The unemployment rate for the US has a median forecast at 4.1%. For December, after November's 4.2% reading. Okay, so moving to the charts, main focus for the research team here on the euro dollar is more shorter term, as explained in Friday's daily technical report. Just to reiterate a few of these points. So H1 Fibonacci support between 1267 and 1272 certainly deserves attention from a short-term technical perspective, as it shares chart space with the H4 Quasimodo support at 1272, and also weekly Fibonacci support between 1237 and 1281. As you can see here, this is composed of an alternate AB equals CD bullish pattern, the 1.618 Fibonacci projection, as well as a 61.8% Fibonacci retracement at 1281. Furthermore, driving beneath into this H1 Fibonacci support would entail whipsawing through this, as you can see here, this H1 Quasimodo support at 1280. And this would take out the stops, consequently providing a pool of liquidity for potentially for bigger players to form a bid into that sell stop flow. Now moving swiftly over to the Aussie dollar. Again, drawing on points from Friday's report. Sellers price was around here at this point I think it was around here at this point of writing, but sellers appear to have the upper hand right now. Follow through selling could emerge. As you can see, it is occurring as we speak. On the H1 chart, taking out prime support at 71.38. As you can see, this is the H1 chart, guys. 71.38, 71.51, and also demand at 71.26, 71.41 to reach the H4 support area between 70.97 and 71.21. As you can see, this is composed of a H1 horizontal support. H4. This is the H4 chart. H4 horizontal support at 70.97, as well as a 61.8% Fibonacci retracement at 71.02, I believe, and a 1.618% Fibonacci projection at 71.21. Alternatively, H4 balls, this again, reiterating point from the report, we could see a play higher from here. to attack this supply at this point here. As you can see, it encloses the 72 psychological figure, which also joins with H4 resistance at 71.87. Finally, on to the pound dollar. And we're looking more of at a longer term approach. Excuse me, guys. We're looking at more of a longer term approach here from the research desk. We can see weekly resistance at 36.29. That this is the weekly time frame here. 36.29, 34.56 is in play, and price is currently shaping a indecision doji candle, which could actually form signal a potential reversal from this zone. We also, in addition to the weekly resistance, we also have on the daily time frame resistance, horizontal resistance coming in from 36.02 and a daily trend line resistance taken from the high 42.50. Alongside this, we also have H4 Quasimodo resistance at 35.80, also making a show. What this essentially shows is an area between 36.29, the upper edge of the weekly resistance, and 35.80, the H4 Quasimodo resistance. This shows this gives you an area to watch, especially for sellers from a technical perspective. And finally, on to the crypto space, which is what everyone seems to be talking about at the moment, with the main focus being on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. Against the greenback. So Bitcoin against the dollar, as you can see, is touching a support between 37.315, 42.170. So this is a reasonably long-term support derived from May 2021. So we could see some form of bullish showing from here. Also of note is the 50-day. This is the 50-day simple moving average, as well as the 200-day simple moving average. The 50-day simple moving average has been in a decline since early December. And should we cross below here, this forms what's known as a death cross. It's a technical term, and it's a technical chart pattern, which can indicate the potential for a major sell-off. As I said, the death cross appears when a shorter-term moving average crosses below a longer-term moving average, which and common moving averages are the 50-day SMA and the 200-day SMA. So onto Litecoin. Let me just expand this chart here. Onto Litecoin. It was noted on our Twitter page, I believe, there was a descending triangle forming. So look, a descending triangle is a bearish formation. Is a bearish formation that usually forms during a downtrend, but can actually form off a reversal structure as well. But as you can see, we have broken to the downside, and we've also taken out support and Fibonacci retracement as well. Now, with that being said, the bearish picture, the picture is bearish for the time being on Litecoin, and we have a potential target set around 112.84 on Litecoin. And finally, we're going to take a look at the Ethereum against the US dollar. And pretty basically, we have the crypto in a decline for the past 2 days, and also today as well. But look, we have some reasonably heavyweight support in range, and that's composed of a Quasimodo support at let me just get the 3009, and we also have a 1.272%. I believe that's a Fibonacci projection. Yes, a Fibonacci projection at 2,951. We also have long-term support at 2,086, and also a very deep 88.6% Fibonacci retracement at 2,893. So between say 2,886 and 3,009, we have some support to be watchful here on ETH against the US dollar. So with that in mind, that's it from my side this morning. As usual, any questions or comments, please email the research team at marketanalyst@fpmarkets.com. With that, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back on again bright and early on Monday morning. Thank you very much.